Hey guys, Colton Lindsay here. Just sitting on my back deck today. I don't know what those wires for in the background there. I think there's like speaker wire, security wire. Anyways, nice sun out today. I put on there hashtag hyperinflation, hashtag appreciation. Actually, I can't remember what I exactly wrote, but it was the idea of where are we economically in the state of our entire country and really the world. And I don't know specific data for other countries. I just have a general idea, but I do know some specific data for the United States of America currently with our state of finances. For those of you that aren't aware of what hyperinflation is, it's where the dollar value decreases dramatically, meaning it takes significantly more currencies to purchase said product and or service, right? So hey Isaac, what's up, man? Glad you're watching this. So hyperinflation is currently, in my opinion, already in mid-levels, lower mid-levels within inside of our country. And so you're probably wondering, what the hell does that mean to me? What it means to you is it's going to cost you more dollars to buy a gallon of milk, to buy a gallon of gas, to pretty much live every day of your life, and also pay in taxes. More money you have to pay in taxes. However, you also can earn more money as well, significantly more money, which is cool. It's just about gathering these digits. So what are some signs of it? 2008, I don't know if you remember the state of the United States in that time. We had the last largest crash inside of the Dow Jones stock market, and we were at 14,000 points. Okay, why is 14,000 points important to understand? Well, today, currently the Dow Jones is over 18,000 points, meaning we are 4,200 points higher than when the market crashed in 2008. And actually, we've never been this high ever in the history of the Dow Jones. That's really important to understand that, and that only happened in a matter of 8 years. Another really significant number to note is the national debt and deficit. National debt currently today is just over between 19 and 20 trillion. If you count the zeros on that, I believe that's about 12 zeros that come after that number. That's a lot of freaking numbers. I can't even count to a trillion. 2008, our national debt was roughly $10 trillion. So nearly in 8 years, we have managed to completely double the national debt. So I want you to think about this. However much debt you have currently, double that. That's exactly what our nation has done in the last 10 years. What are you reading? Who is influencing? I'm reading anything and everything that gives me a positive uplift, a positive charge. Yeah, Chelsea, a lot of people don't freaking understand what $1 trillion is. And quite frankly, I don't think anyone understands what $1 trillion freaking dollars is anymore. I don't even think anyone understands what a dollar is anymore when you think of it. But in 8 years, we've managed to put another $10 trillion in debt that we owe. Who do we owe to? There's a lot of freaking, I don't know, humble jumbo going on there. We owe China a bunch of money. They're going to come after us because we have to pay them back. Blah, blah, blah. We owe so-and-so, blah, blah, blah. Whatever. Who cares? It doesn't even matter. Regarding inflation, read the book Creature of Jekyll Island. That is the book that you must read, Denny, on the idea of regarding inflation and currency. Here's something that's really important to understand about currency. Never in the history of the world recorded currency has a single currency consisted and lasted forever. And so the dollar can't last forever. I don't know how long it's got, but I do know this. In 8 years, we went from $10 trillion to $20 trillion in debt as a nation, spending over $1 trillion more than we bring in as revenue as a country. Oh, also anything Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Read Conspiracy of the Rich by Robert Kiyosaki. Great book. So where does that put us as a country? Well, I believe that we are in the midst of hyperinflation. What's causing it is, who do we owe money to? Well, ultimately, we owe money to central banks. And who freaking owns central banks? Great freaking question. I still don't know. It's not governed by anyone at all. It's like self-governed. My guess and the conspiracy side of me is it's the wealthiest people in the world. It's the people that control this financial flow. Okay, so what does this mean to you? Well, it means to you, number one, is you must increase your working income if you want to stay ahead of hyperinflation. Hyperinflation will drastically affect many Americans and many people around the world, because we're not the only country in this situation. In fact, there's some things I've studied called the idea of debt monetization, meaning I'm not really afraid of national debt anymore. It's just a new way to monetize the currency flow. See, it's all about the currency flow. And if you look at currency, it's a digit on a screen, ones and zeros and fives and 10. Like, that's all currency is. And so the idea is more and more of those digits are going to continue to come out of thin air, basically, from central banks. And then they're going to be wiped out of thin air on the back end. And maybe just be counted as like a national debt, as, hey, we owe this, right? But it's okay, because these people, the way that these banks are run, it's keeping the giant section flowing. So it shouldn't ever really fall apart, as long as there's a belief of there's a value for currency. It's just the rules of the game change dramatically, and how you personally either grow your wealth or literally become a slave. Like, I know we've seen movies like, there's one with Justin Timberlake, I think it's like called In Time or something, where people literally, like, on their watch have time before they die. The same with, what is that, that Mockingjay or whatever, Hunger Games. I know that's kind of an extreme idea of what it is. But literally, it's where the rich become extremely wealthy. Like, you have an elite class, and you're already seeing it. I mean, you just look on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, the Kardashians, an elite class. Oh, look at this. This will brighten your day. David Willis posted this. MSN is not reporting on it, but it's happening. Fast Factor. This is Ron Paul Institute. Oh, you guys should check out Ron Paul. I'm a Ron Paul fan, by the way. But yeah, hyperinflation is happening. There's an elite class. Check out the Kardashians. Check out professional athletes. I mean, literally, if you have, let's say, 1 million Facebook subscribers or YouTube subscribers or Instagram subscribers, you can literally create currency out of thin air by putting a post out and getting so many likes from virtual followers that then you get paid for that. Like, people are worshiping the elite on a higher level, while the average Joe continues to suffer harder and harder. I mean, I know people that literally are struggling to even afford to put their kid into soccer practice. More deeper than that, there are literally probably about 1 out of 4, 1 out of 5 kids going hungry, literally not having food here in Utah alone. You look in Africa, how many people are literally starving to death in their young ages. You look at what's going on in the Middle East. China, extreme poverty. Over 600,000 factory workers a year commit suicide in China alone. You have child slavery in Southeast Asia, in Thailand specifically. And so you have these dramatic different shifts of the wealthy that get whatever they want, whatever they want to create. And then you have the other end of just complete slavery and poverty that props it all up. And I don't think that intentionally anyone is like trying to say, hey, we want to make slaves. However, by the way of running the system, it creates that. And so then the question that rises up is, do you want to be a slave, or do you want to live life on your own terms? If you think it in the idea, if you get 84 years of life, human life, which before this human life ends, and you die and you go into whatever is the next section of existence, you've got 84 years. You want to look back, and in 84 years, did you live life on your own terms, or did you live it as a slave? To me, it's that simple. Did you own the house that you wanted, or maybe drive the car you wanted? Or maybe it's as simple as, did you serve as many people as you wanted? How many people did you create Christmas for? I mean, I know that's important for me and my wife. How many people were we able to give back to? Those kids that couldn't have new school clothes. One of the projects we work on is, this summer, my wife had the idea of how can we create school supplies and clothes for 20 kids into our community. And so that was one thing that we were able to do. We create that idea. And so then you start to identify with these things that you want to do before you die. I know for me, I wanted to jump out of a plane before I die, and not die jumping out of the plane, with a parachute and caught. That was one thing that I did. I know it's so simple. A lot of you probably have gone skydiving, but hopefully you're getting my idea of write down these things. What do you want to do before you die? And then you start marking those off, and to be able to create this thing to do before you die, whether it's, feed, I know Tony Robbins, feed 5 million people a year for Thanksgiving, giving them turkeys. That's a huge level to serve on. To do all this, though, you got to understand the rules of the game of change. Number one is you got to think extremely big, 10 times bigger than you've been currently thinking of what's possible for your life. Whatever you don't think is possible, just for a second, imagine that it is. No rules, money was an issue. Just imagine if whatever you wanted to do was possible, okay? Number two is take 10 times more action than you're currently doing. a lot of you guys are saying like, I don't have time to do stuff. The reality is you got time to do stuff. It's just, what do you choose to do with your time? Do you choose to sleep in till 7, 8 o'clock? Or do you choose to get out of bed at 4 a.m. and just start mastering your mind, mastering your physical realm, creating the goals that you want to achieve? You know, are you focused with each hour of your day? When you get home from whatever your production is to create income, are you then just sitting and watching TV? Are you reading books that aren't creating value? I mean, I know there's a lot of people that read books, but they're schmuck books that just deaden the brain, right? Are you going to the exercise 5, 6 times a week? Are you studying how to have better nutrition? Like, what are you doing with your time? And if you say you don't have enough time, that is simply you saying, oh fuck, I can't take responsibility for my life, man. It just happened to me, which is bullcrap. Like, take responsibility for your life. Everything you have right now, every spot you're at in your life, the people you hang out with, the job that you have, your relationship with your family, the spouse you're married to, the house you live in, the car you drive, where you live, how happy you are. That is all created in your mind. Like, take responsibility for that and accept where it's at and say, here's where I want to go. Here's what I want to create. Here's where I want to serve. Here's what I want to make happen in my life. So this is exactly my purpose of today. Hyperinflation, it started. Inflation, not appreciation, is happening. I mean, you look at home prices today, that is considered inflation, not appreciation, although we feel all special, like, oh, our home prices have gone up in value, we got more wealth, right? But it's really just those dollars that are in that wealth just get you less now, right? Like, it gets you less than what you could get when you had, 10 years ago, before the market was where it was at then. So just recognize that. And then the understanding is, well, how can I create more of those digits for me to have control of, so that I can spend more time doing what I want to do? I mean, for example, for us to create Christmas for 90 people, it requires roughly $8,000. Where does that $8,000 come from, right? I've got to be able to collect these digits in order to create that and make that happen, whether it's through volunteers, whether it's through donations, whether it's through my own personal money, which usually I match everyone that contributes to it. So you come up with these ideas and learn how to guide the numbers to create what it is that you want to create. And when you do this, in my opinion, from my experience, the more you can focus on how you can take those digits to help create a better life for others, maybe to share with them. One of my visions, for example, is on my real estate sales team. I want to be able to share with those that come into business with me how to develop financial freedom and to become millionaires, to build wealth. That's important for me. I learned how to do that. I want to share that for other people and make that become a reality. So then I reinvest back into people. So think along those lines. What can you reinvest in? How can you improve your mindset? And really, the one thing that I would say for you guys right now in this world is to educate yourself on how this financial system is working, because if you're not, it will bury you alive. Literally, it will suffocate your dreams out to the day you die, and you have been a slave, never doing those things that you wanted to complete. Hey, Sal, thanks for freaking checking this on. By the way, Sal, you and your wife's freaking live stream the other day about, like, I think you guys were like talking about going to dinner or pizza or something. I don't remember, but like how you guys interacted was freaking cracking me up, man. David Willis, he's a local realtor here, just chimed in, said, personally, I am very optimistic on America. Me too, by the way, dude. The way the market's going, you got plenty of opportunity. We're the only stable place on the planet, and big international money is flowing into America. Yeah, you look at San Francisco. I think you go to LA quite a bit, David, but look at San Francisco, the amount of foreign currency buyers that are coming in and buying product there. China, for example, is building 15 sky-high rises in LA. That's another example, just like is happening in San Francisco. You look in Vancouver, major markets in Canada, for you Canadians that are watching. I don't deal much with Canada at all, but I observe from talking to people. These foreign buyers come in and pay more than actually people can pay for that dirt locally, and so they're able to buy residential real estate, to build huge sky rises. And you're going to continue to see American companies do that in other countries. You're already seeing most people start to shift their businesses outside of the United States, which to me is a reason why you need someone, like, in my opinion, like Donald Trump. Don't get on the whole Hillary Donald thing, I don't really care. What's gonna happen is gonna happen. But we need someone in there that's gonna start driving Americans to want to build bigger companies and invest more here locally, right? So hopefully you guys like this. Ronnie, thanks for checking this in. Ronnie's one of my mastermind partners in Texas. Cool guy. Check him out. Upcoming superstar in real estate. Appreciate you guys. I just want to create value for you guys. Hopefully this helps. You can do me a favor. If you know someone that might be a fit or looking for a career in real estate sales, send them my way. I'd love to meet with them. I'm investing in talented individuals right now that can help us grow with our business over 2017. If you're a real estate agent watching this, go to fearlessagent.com and sign up for coaching and training today. The ultimate affordable coaching real estate platform out there today to help you start generating income right away. Hey, Misha, thanks for checking this out. Appreciate you coming on. Oh, yeah, one other thing I want to share with you guys, you got to make sure you know where your dollars are going. So have a budget to be investing into things that create your currency flow. It's all about currency flow. Thanks, guys. We'll see ya. Adios. The importance and the power of having a management system in place, knowing exactly where your dollars are going to spend before you go and spend them on the different categories, right? But today, I want to talk specifically, do you know exactly how much money you're spending each and every day and every week and every month and every quarter and every year? And I don't mean just business finances. I mean every single dollar you're spending. Do you know where it's going? And you have an allotted amount